everyone, it's Vicky here from Crafty Heaven, and thank you very much for joining me today. And today I'm going to be showing you how I made this gorgeous home decor shadow frame box. So this was one of my design team projects for Simply Made Crafts' newest release, Bohemian Days, and I'm a bit late with my tutorials for my samples. I've been a bit busy with making samples from a new release from Craft Stash that's coming very soon, so I've been busy with that, and also I've been busy with my uni work. I've just been trying to enjoy every moment of my uni work and doing other samples as well as these, and I don't want to stress myself out and panic, so I'm just going to bring the tutorials to you when I can and just enjoy the moment of it all, to be honest. So I am bringing this tutorial to you today, and it is using Simply Made Crafts small shadow frame album box die, as well as the Bohemian Days paper and the ephemera. So I hope that you enjoy this tutorial, and let's get started. So we're going to start off by die cutting our pieces to make our box frame. So for that you will need the Simply Made Crafts small shadow frame album box die set, and I have die cut out 4 of the main die, so this one here, so you need to cut 4 of them. Okay, so I have done that already. And what I like to do is I just like to go over the score lines with my scoring board, just so then that will stop my card from cracking. So I'm just gonna go over each score line. I'm also going to fold on the score lines, and I'm going to use my bone folder for that. So we're going to leave 2 of them as they are, and the other 2 we're going to trim down. So when you die cut these out, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see. Can you see we have this S here and these 2 lines? Well, we're going to cut on the second score line, and we're going to trim off this bottom piece on both of them. So I'm actually just going to grab a pencil. So I've actually marked it so it's easy for me to see when I'm cutting them. So I'm going to line that up in my trimmer and then cut that off. So then you're left with the smaller piece. And do that to both pieces. Okay, so there we go. So now you should have 2 pieces that size and then 2 that are the larger ones. I'm going to assemble these together. So we need to add some glue to the smaller tab here, and they're going to get glued together like that, and you'll do the same for this one here. Okay, so that's now done, and you need to add some adhesive to these smaller tabs at the top, and you want to add them to the outside. Okay, so I've done that already. So now what we're going to do is just assemble this together. So I want the 2 larger ones on the side and then the 2 smaller ones at the top and bottom. Really simple to do. So we're going to peel off the backing on this larger one here, turn it upside down so then the tab and the adhesive is facing away from you. Okay, and all we're going to do is just simply slot that in there and then stick that together. So can you see I'm lining up this edge here with this fold on this tab here. Okay, now you'll probably want to lay it down flat. You might find it easier just to do it this way. So I'm going to line that up and then just pop your finger in there and press that down. Okay, and then these will slot together like so. And then we're going to get this one here, peel off the backing on this adhesive. Again, lay this flat, and we want to glue this one into the larger side. Pop that in there, and then attach the smaller one. So peel off that and glue that in there. Okay, and then all these are just going to slot in to each other like so, and then the last one will get glued in there, and then you've got your frame. So I'm going to peel this off and slot that in there. Now we need to add a back piece to our frame. So for this, I'm going to cut mine down to 8 1/4 by 5 and 1 2 3 4 5 5 5/8. So I'm going to cut them down. You may find that you might have to just cut it slightly less than those measurements just to make sure that it fits in the frame. So I would cut it just under 8 1/4 by just under 5 5/8. So I'm going to cut them, and then I'm going to glue that down to the back of my frame, and then I will be back. So I've stuck the back on now, and that's all assembled. I've added some of the patterned paper. So the paper I've used is the Simply Made Crafts Bohemian Days paper pack. So I have gone ahead and stuck my first piece down. Now I haven't written the measurements down, so I'm going to tell you them now. So that paper that's inside there is 4 inches by 6 5/8, and I've gone ahead and stuck that down. Then I've cut my side panel. So I've cut some purple mirror card, and then I've stuck my paper on top, and 2 of them measure 2 inches by 8, I think it is. Yep, so 2 inches by 8 for the mirror card, and then the patterned paper is 7 7/8 by 1 7/8, and that's going to go on the side there and also here. Then for the top and bottom, so my mirrored card is 2 inches by 5 1/2, and then my patterned paper is 1 7/8 by 5 3/8. For the 3 pieces that are going to go inside the frame, these 3 all measure the same. So they measure 6 inches by 8 3/4. Along the 8 3/4 of an inch side, you will score at 3/8, 3/4, 8 and 8 3/8. Along the 6 inch side, again you will score at 3/8, 3/4, 5 1/4 and 5 3/8. And you'll do that to all 3 pieces. Then we need to do some trimming. So I've done mine already, but what you'd have is 4 little squares in each corner. You're going to cut off the 3 outer squares off completely and just leave this small tab here, and you'll do the same to each corner. And then you will add glue to these small tabs here, and we're going to fold that up, and then these will fold over and glue on the corner here, and then you'll have something like that. Okay, and you also need to add some acetate to the inside. So I'm not going to give you the measurements for them, because you can just cut them to whatever size you're, depending on what frame you've used. But the frames I've used are the Creative Craft Inverted Scallops Supersized Nestables, and these are the rectangles die set. And if you want to know what size mine frames I've used, so the first one, this measures 3 7/8 by 5 7/8. Then the next one after that is 3 3/8 by 5 1/4. The next one is 2 3/4 by 4 3/4. This one that's going to go here, this one measures 4 1/2 by 6 1/2. So then I'm going to stick this together and then I will come back. Okay, so I've stuck that one down, and what we will do is I'll have the smallest frame going down first, then I've got my paper with my next frame, then I've got a piece of the card with my next frame that's going to go there, and then they will all get glued together. But first I want to add my dream catchers and ephemera in there. So what we need to do is our dream catchers. So I've got the Bohemian Days stamp set, and I've stamped the large dream catcher and I've stamped that small one twice. So what we need to do is I'm going to do it with the larger one, so then hopefully you can see, and then you'll do the same with the small ones as well. So I'm just going to zoom in. You're going to get your craft knife, and the sections we need to cut out is this circle here, and then in between these areas here. Okay, so all those ones I've marked, we need to cut out, but I want to leave a white border, so then we've got room for our thread to sit on. So I'm just going to cut them out like so. I'm going to continue cutting all these out, and then when I've done that I will come back. Okay, so there we go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add a bit of acetate behind this, so then it gives this some structure, and then we can pierce our holes where those spots are on the dream catcher. Okay, so I'm going to stick my acetate down to the back of this needle, and I've threaded my metallic ribbon, and I've got about 3 strands on there, and we're going to just start through one of the holes, and we're going to bring that through and then leave some at the back so we can sellotape that down. And then all we're going to do is just follow the holes, just continue going around. I like to go around the outside first and then go in and cover these areas up here. Okay, so I've done the sewing on this one and also the 2 smaller ones. Now the smaller ones you might find a bit too tricky to cut out those white sections, so I've done these 2, so you can just stamp them and just sew around the image or over the image, and then just cut out a frame and just cover up any of the mess so it makes it nice and tidy. So if you didn't want to do what we did to this one because you might find it too difficult, then just stamp the image and do it like that instead. So as you can see, I've added the beads because I was having trouble videoing it because the thread I used for the beads was clear, and it just made it very difficult. So basically what I've done is, I don't know if you can see, so there's the clear thread, so I've just threaded some through 4 holes along the bottom of the dream catcher, added my beads, but I made sure that I left a bit of that clear thread, so then I can add my feather to each one of these string of beads. Okay, and I've done the same for that as well. So the beads I've used is just some from the range. I die cut out this circle frame. It's to go over that, just to cover up any mess and it make it a lot more tidier. So I will glue that on, and then I'm going to stamp my feathers for the large one on some purple card, cut them out, and then just add them to those bit of extra clear string that I added at the end of these beads here. And then the small one, I'm going to stamp them as well and cut them out and add them to them as well, and then we can add them to our box. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so I have added the feathers now. Okay, and we just need to add them to our boxes that are inside our box frame. So I'm going to attach this one in there. So I would add glue around here and then glue that one down. I'm going to have it about there, I think. These are all the ephemera pieces now to decorate, and I'm going to have that one there. So I'm going to glue them down. Okay, so that one's now added. Then we're going to add our next layer. So we're going to glue that one in, and I'm going to add the largest dream catcher there, and I'm going to glue that one down. Then I have also added some diamantes to the dream catcher for the large one, and I might add some to the smallest one, which is going to go on the front here. So I'm going to glue that down, then glue this next one in. I'm going to get the peace sentiment and I'm going to glue that one on there. And then I'm going to get this frame. So this one measures 5.5 by 8.25. I'll glue that one down. Okay, and then I've cut some of the frame pieces from the die set, and I'm going to have them going all the way around. And then I'm going to glue my next sentiment, which is the love, and I'll place that up there, I think, and add my next dream catcher, and I might add some diamantes to this one. And then I've got this beautiful flower and these leaves, and I'm going to just glue them in the corner there. Okay, so I'm going to get all that done, and when I've done that I will come back. So there we go. So that is it all completed, and I absolutely love it. So I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial and you give it a go. If you enjoyed this video, then please give me a big thumbs up. Please continue to support my channel by hitting the subscribe button, which my profile picture will pop up here anytime now. Just click on that and subscribe. And if you haven't seen any of my other videos, if you're new to my channel, then you can click on this video here as well. All products that I have used in today's video will be listed down below in the description box, so go and take a look at them. And till next time guys, take care, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.